You've probably said it before, I just need to get motivated, I'm waiting for inspiration, I'll start when I feel ready. Motivation is unreliable. You feel motivated today? Great, tomorrow maybe not, next week, who knows? Motivation depends on mood, energy, weather, sleep, stress, and approval. In other words, everything you can't control. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Improvement isn't about hype, it's about consistency, especially when no one's watching. The Stoic doesn't wait to feel like it. They act because it's right. Discipline is acting in alignment with reason. Marcus Aurelius wrote, at dawn when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I am rising to do the work of a human being. He didn't pretend mornings were easy, he didn't wait for motivation, he reminded himself of his purpose. Discipline isn't about grinding until you burn out, it's about aligning action with what matters, even when it's uncomfortable. And the more you act with discipline, the less you need external push. The Stoic formula show up no matter what. The Stoics taught that the good life is lived through virtue, not vibes. Seneca said, only the wise man is free. Free from what? From excuses, from emotional swings, from the trap of waiting to feel ready. Discipline is freedom. Because when you no longer need to feel like it to act, you become untouchable. Why modern life makes discipline hard? We live in a comfort culture, instant gratification, infinite entertainment, quick dopamine hits, endless excuses. Modern society says, do what feels good. The Stoic says, do what is right, even when it feels hard. There's a massive difference. One path leads to temporary pleasure and long-term regret. The other leads to temporary discomfort and long-term freedom. Choose wisely. You are not your feelings. One of Epictetus's greatest teachings is this. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. That includes your inner state. You feel tired? That's fine. You feel unmotivated? That's expected. But none of that controls your next action. The Stoic observes emotion, but does not obey it. Because emotion is a cloud. Discipline is the mountain. What Stoic discipline looks like. Doing what needs to be done, especially when it's boring. Making decisions based on reason, not impulse. Sticking to values, not moods. Controlling desire, not being controlled by it. Seneca wrote, no man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. Discipline proves who you are, even in small things. How to train Stoic discipline daily. Let's be clear, this isn't about perfection. It's about building inner strength, quietly, consistently. Here's how the Stoics would train discipline. Begin the day with intention. Marcus Aurelius started each day by reminding himself, you will meet people who are selfish, arrogant, deceitful. He didn't hope for ease. He prepared for difficulty. Do the same. Set your aim each morning. Accept that resistance will come. Decide to act anyway. Use Premeditatio Malorum. Imagine the obstacles ahead, before they arrive. Ask what might go wrong today, how will I respond with strength? This trains your mind to stay steady when others collapse. Commit to a daily minimum. Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Discipline grows with repetition. Set a small, non-negotiable task. 10 push-ups, 1 page of writing, 5 minutes of silence. Do it every single day, no matter how you feel. This builds self-trust, the core of discipline. Reflect every evening. Ask, where did I act with discipline? Where did I give into impulse? What will I improve tomorrow? The Stoics believed in self-examination, not self-hate. Progress comes from awareness, not shame. Discipline over emotion, always. Motivation says, I don't feel like it, maybe later, let's wait until the perfect time. Discipline says, I don't need to feel like it, now is the only time I have. Let's begin. The Stoic doesn't avoid pain, they channel it. They don't crave motivation, they create momentum. What happens when you stop needing motivation? You become consistent. Success becomes predictable, not emotional. You become calm. You stop riding the waves of mood and start walking the path of reason. You become trustworthy. To others, to yourself. You say what you'll do and you do it. You become free. Free from the need to be in the mood. Free from fear, free from waiting. The Stoic truth, show me your habits and I'll show you your future. Seneca taught, life is long if you know how to use it. But most people waste years waiting for motivation. The Stoic doesn't wait. They act. They live with purpose, with clarity, with quiet strength. Final thoughts. Build a life on discipline. Motivation comes and goes, so does fear, so does doubt. But discipline remains. It carries you when nothing else does. It guides you when everything feels unclear. And it earns you something motivation never can, inner peace. So next time you say, I'm not motivated, remember this. You don't need motivation, you need purpose. You need virtue, you need action, you need Stoic discipline.